Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is doing good out there. Draft season is almost concluding. I got one left myself on Tuesday. Hopefully everybody is wrapping up with theirs also. And you know what? Because we've done so much dissecting of players, let's have a little fun and let's go bold. Do some predictions for not only fantasy football wise, but for real NFL purposes. Let's talk some predictions, man. I got my own. I know everybody's got theirs. Let's go bold and understand what these players, what these teams could potentially do this regular season. So let's start off with the first one. We got the best fantasy football quarterback. I'm going with my guy, Josh Allen. Okay, Bill's flying a little bit under that radar right now, and I'm totally okay with that, so to speak. Okay, the Bills, you know, a lot of chatters going on that the Jets could even take the AFC East. Fine, let them talk all they want. We don't want the pressure, baby. You know, let the Jets have it all right now. The pressure has been somewhat removed, and I'm all for it, man. Could this be the most balanced offense that Buffalo has had under Josh Allen? The argument is definitely there. With the additions of Dalton Kincaid, some added receiving talent in Sherfield and Hardy to, take the top off some defenses. Hopefully James Cook is going to be the answer at the running back spot, but we will see. But this could be the most balanced, offense that Josh Allen has seen. 2 of the last 3 years, Allen has been the number one ranked fantasy quarterback. So maybe it's not too bold that he could return as being the top fantasy quarterback, but I'm going to go with my guy, Josh Allen, and see if he can be and repeat back again as the top quarterback. Top fantasy running back, we're talking Saquon. My guy, Saquon Barkley. I mean, he flirted with holding out this season, wanted his contract, didn't want to play on that franchise tag. I mean, he signed the extra $1 million. I mean, and he got right back on that practice field. Something unlike what Josh Jacobs was, where he basically held out the entire training camp and preseason. I mean, so this is a different story to tell. You know, Saquon's got that heart. He wants to be one of the best running backs in the NFL, if not the best. He wants to get his bag. And under Brian Daboll, I mean, he's got Daniel Jones, Daniel Pennies. He's playing 100 times better than what we have seen in the past. They got in Darren Waller. This offense looks good. They got weapons. Is there a true number one wide receiver target on this offense? It's debatable, right? So Saquon, he will get his bag because he's going to be force-fed the ball once again, and with limited stack boxes, with a Hyatt now on the team to stretch the field, I like the chances of Saquon finishing once again as the top running back in all of fantasy football. That's my bold take for running backs. Again, maybe it's not too bold, but I mean, I got Saquon on tops right now. Best fantasy wide receiver, let's go Tyreek Hill. Everybody's going on the JJ bandwagon. Hard to argue, but let's be bold a little bit. It's been a while since Tyreek has been on top. I believe, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, he was a leading wide receiver. It's time he gets back to the fold. Everybody's talking JJ. Completely understand. Tyreek has suggested that he's playing on the final days of his contract in the NFL and then could potentially retire once this contract reaches its expiration date. So maybe we see Tyreek push it really hard with this Miami Dolphins team to see if they can compete. He is still a baller in this league, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Another year with Tua in this offense with Jalen Waddle. Chemistry building is no more. This is now uplifting that much better for this offense, including under Coach McDaniel. So we'll see how they operate. Tyreek is going to be one of the best wide receivers in this league. Again, top 5, but I do believe there is a great possibility that Tyreek Hill finishes as the number one wide receiver, ready to put this team on his back, and he's going to, reward us with high-end fantasy football productivity. Best fantasy tight end. This is not bold whatsoever. You can't go away from it. Travis Kelce is going to be the number one guy in my opinion, as I'm predicting. I mean, he's been the best tight end 3 out of the last 4 years. Mark Andrews took it, I believe, 2 years ago as the leading tight end in fantasy football. No real wide receiver 1 on this team that we know of as of today. Kelce is the defaulted primary target for a Patrick Mahomes with all the youth. Yes, they're saying Kadarius Toney is likely going to suit up in week 1, but how can we trust that? The man spends more medical time in the medical room than some doctors. So, I mean, okay, Travis Kelce, again, is going to be the one who's going to be peppered the most with target share in this offense from Patrick Mahomes, boy. So it's tough to go away from this. I understand there are a lot of youthful tight ends that will be making a name for themselves. The only caveat I'm going to say, we haven't seen Kelce really deal with injuries throughout his entire career. Maybe this is the year we see Kelce fall off with injury. I'm not saying I want it to happen. I'm just saying, you're playing the odds and eventually something does transpire, but I'm still going to stick with the safe bet. This isn't necessarily bold that Travis Kelce's the top tight end in all of fantasy football. Let's talk real league MVP. I'm talking Josh Allen, baby. Get on board. All y'all going to say I'm a Bills homer, and I don't even care. Let's go back to 2021 where Josh Allen was robbed of that MVP to an Aaron Rodgers. We go back, and I'm going to say it this way. It was Lamar Jackson in his 2019, MVP campaign, ran for over 1,000 yards. He didn't even throw for 4,000, equated to 32 passing touchdowns, and they gave Lamar the MVP. This season, the 2021 season, Josh Allen, he was equated for over 5,500 yards, if I'm not mistaken, over 45 touchdowns, combined touchdowns in that season. And it's because of the turnovers they gave it to an Aaron Rodgers. My boy Josh Allen was robbed, rightfully so, of that MVP award. Could Josh Allen hit 40 touchdowns this season in the first time in his career in passing TDs? It's very possible. They got a lot of weapons. Like I said, Kincaid, Hardy. We could see this field stretch that much more. I mean, Bills have gone 37-12 the last 3 years. Why are you guys jumping off the bandwagon for the Buffalo Bills? They are still one of the best teams in the NFL, and they will challenge for that Super Bowl. Like I said, no pressure here as much as it was last year for the Bills. Josh Allen, okay, statistically speaking, 15,308 yards, 118 TDs, almost 2,000 yards rushing, 21 TDs in the last 3 years, man. Josh Allen, it's time, man. He's got to make his name. I mean, I'm tired of the hatred this man takes. He is still one of the best quarterbacks in this league, and it's time to get his MVP hardware and his trophy. Offensive Player of the Year, let's go, Jamar Chase. I understand the JJ bandwagon jumping is massive right now, and also rightfully so. Chase dealt with injury last year, former teammate of JJ. It's time for him to, supplant himself as one of the best wide receivers. We already know he is, but I mean, getting that Offensive Player of the Year, it will uplift that stock once again. I mean, this offense is still very much high octane and ready to dominate. Burrow coming off the calf. Yes, I understand it's a concern. This could linger into the season. Even Chase was saying, I was surprised to see him on the practice squad. But I mean, if Burrow's healthy, this offense is definitely ready to go. Chase is ready to explode, and he should be able to compete with the likes of Justin Jefferson to challenge, at least for the Offensive Player of the Year, because we know MVP goes to quarterbacks. It is basically a quarterback award. Let's not kid ourselves. Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going Micah Parsons. And I mean, this guy's been one of the best defensive players since coming into the league 2 years ago. 26.5 sacks in the last 2 seasons. That's 13 plus per year on average. Unbelievable start to his NFL career. He looks even better so far in training camp. Just absolutely lighting up the offensive line in Dallas. Adding guys like Steph Gilmore with a Trayvon Diggs. I mean, this is only going to aid in the ability for him to rush the passer because the coverage should be that much better. Even though Gilmore is on the latter stages of his NFL career, this will only help a Parsons get to the quarterback that much more. Adding guys like Mazi Smith to help the defensive front, this is only going to assist Micah Parsons in having a potential career year. I'm saying Parsons, he's been, the contract negotiation talk is already under Dallas Cowboys fan base is saying, we got to pay Micah soon. And it is coming, man, and he could have an absolute stellar year. Defensive Player of the Year is my prediction for Mr. Micah Parsons. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going Jordan Addison. Been preaching him up all off season long. Was my wide receiver one coming out of this draft class, even over a Jackson Smith, the Jigba. And I mean, I just love his game that much. The route run, the separation machine that he is. Glue-like hands, now playing second fiddle to a Justin Jefferson. He's going to see way lesser coverage all game long. This helps JJ as well because he'll see far fewer double teams. But if any team tries to double a JJ, get ready for the Jordan Addison show because Kirk Cousins will be able to find this man on the regular. You go and watch any camp and preseason film on Addison so far. The defensive backs are not even in the screen. This man is one of the best separators coming out of this rookie class for wide receivers. And I mean, okay, he's going to see maybe less target share, but the efficiency rates should be through the roof for this rookie. Could the Vikings have 2 potential 1,000-yard pass catchers on this team? Absolutely doable. Jordan Addison is my front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going kind of off script a little bit. Emmanuel Forbes, I love this guy's game. Was preaching it up pre-draft process. He is one of the most exciting defensive backs coming out of this draft. He is just a natural ball hawk, got a nose for that ball, nose for the end zone. He had 14 career interceptions with 6 defensive touchdowns going back to college with Mississippi State. Unbelievable collegiate career. My biggest knock on him coming out of the draft process was, his size. Obviously, he's 166 soaking wet, even though he is, 6'1", 6'2". But, I was saying, can he be an aid in tackling, in stopping the run, in the screen game? Is he going to be able to, hang with the NFL pros? He showed very well much improvement in the tackling aspect of his game in the preseason, so this is upping his stock that much more. But ball hawks, man, guys that just know how to get turnovers and interceptions. He reminds me of another version of an Antonio Cromartie. Yes, a little bit more undersized weight-wise, but he's just unbelievably talented, such a playmaker. And we go back to the Cromartie days when he was with the LA Chargers, where I think he got like 10 or 11 interceptions that year. I think Forbes is going to showcase his talents extremely strong with these Washington Commanders, the Commies, because also they got a defensive front that's going to put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks, which could aid in Forbes getting some picks. I like that one. But let's talk Super Bowl champion. I'm going with my Buffalo Bills. I know, shocker, right? Everyone's going to say this is such a Bills show, but hey, this is where we got to go. This is the year, man. I'll put it this way. Will the Bills, is this the time that they can actually challenge the Chiefs? Match up with the Cincinnati Bengals? Can Allen cut the interceptions and the fumbles? That is the question. Or is he going to be, same Josh Allen, putting it all out there like we know he is, okay? Can he be clutch? Like the QB that we witnessed in that Kansas City Chief playoff game, the 13-second loss, that was not Josh's fault. That was the defense, because Josh brought the Bills back twice in that contest. So he has proven to me that he is clutch in these environments, in these situations, and I do believe that this year should tell a lot of the tale. This Bills team the window still wide open for the Buffalo Bills to do some damage. They could get Von Miller back for the long stretch, out 4 games, obviously on that pup injury, or on the pup with the ACL injury, I should say. If the Bills can remain healthy, this is the biggest thing from last season. They dealt with so much crap. And if you're not familiar with all of it, the snow games, the Hamlin issue, all the injuries, Von Miller going on the ACL, there was a lot of issues that the Bills dealt with, losing Poyer and Hyde. This was massive for this team. We were completely decimated all over this roster. Stay healthy, stay focused, and this Buffalo Bills team will challenge anybody on the field. Yes, linebacker is a concern, but signing Kirksey was an absolute gem. I love it. At least we got a veteran presence on that, linebacker core now. This is the team that could go all the year. This is our year, Buffalo Bills fans. And I'm telling y'all, unbiased opinion always. Even though all y'all going to say you're a Bills fan, you're wearing Bills jerseys. You got Bills gear in the back, but hey, this is how it goes. The Bills are ready to go. This is a very important year for the Buffalo Bills, and I think that they have the great opportunity to challenge and then take over and be a Super Bowl champion for the first time in team history. But nevertheless, there you have it. There's some bold takes. Maybe not so bold, but my predictions for the 2023 season. We will be getting start sit coming up this week as well. Get ready for all of the goodness, because fantasy football season is definitely underway. NFL football is back. Stay with me, y'all. I got you covered throughout the entire regular season. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments. Give me your thoughts. What are y'all thinking? You like any of my predictions? You got predictions of your own? Throw them in those comments. We can definitely talk it out. But we'll see you next time. I am out.